All right. I'll be a stickler and I'll wait till exactly 6. All right. Let's get this on and going. First up, we've got we have minutes. We have no minutes. All right. So the authorization of the payment of the bills.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Unanimous. All right. Next up, we have got the treasurer's report. Once again, a long list. We have a motion to accept.
I see Tanya's connecting. I didn't know if she wanted to say anything.
Said she's having trouble getting her audio connected.
Suppose we can always come back to it if she has anything to say.
I'll make the motion that we approve it, seeing I was in there looking at them today.
Second. I'll second, or whoever.
All right, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Very good. All right. Next up, we've got the cemetery report.
I thought I saw Jim on there. Oh, there
Yep.
he is.
I will tell you that the zero turn is back and fixed. So that didn't cost us anything. It was all covered under warranty.
That's good.
They were up there today working on the Earl Abbey again today.
Oh, okay, good.
Hopefully they'll be done by the end of the month here. I think they're supposed to be back this coming week to do the roof itself. I'm not too sure. I haven't had a whole lot of conversation with them, but that's what the plan was, I guess.
Excellent.
What else? Yeah, we're just getting ready to close down here in a couple of days. Get everything transported down to the village garage and put away for the winter. We continuously have burials. I have another burial tomorrow, another burial this coming Sunday, and another one Tuesday. So they just keep piling in. And that's pretty much all I got, unless there's any other questions from anybody.
Jim, when does the cemetery actually close?
The actual last day is this coming Friday. So
did you get the internet sorted out?
they got it temporarily fixed. They want to Tanya was talking to a guy about running power poles and new lines because the power
That's
is
me, Jay.
Yeah, that's you.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's still sketchy. So, we keep having surges, which causes outages and stuff. But and we'll be shut down here. So if they decide that they're going to do it, they could start putting in the poles and doing the changeover at any time. So,
Got it.
So what I had spoke to Jim about was we just got to figure out, do we have full authority to move wire? Because I believe it's all hours past the meter. So
Okay.
as long as it's hours and I have permission, I'm going to try to procure some of the poles we use at my work that the kids learn to climb on. They're brand new. They just discard them after that because they're no use for us. So I think I can get, a good handful of them, and maybe like a volunteer thing I can do through work and get some folks to come and we can set some new ones and fix it up and make it better. Because I went and drove it the other night and I don't even know how we were ever allowed to have it like that, because some of the wires near the ground, I could reach up and touch it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how we've gotten away with being able to do that for so long. So hopefully I can do that and, just fix it, and it shouldn't be pretty much any cost to us.
That'd be awesome. Hey, sidebar on those poles. What are the chances of getting a few to put down at Durkee Park to make eagle or osprey nesting poles?
Very well might be easy. Yeah, we could probably do that for sure. Yep.
I was
Or
going to say,
Oh,
Where's-
go ahead.
have all those 4x4s that you take out to put the poles in as a cemetery as well. They're not super tall, but you've seen them, so you know what I mean. The 4x4. That's just a thought on my end.
All right.
So yeah, so once we get the okay to be able to do what I think we can do, then I'll go ahead and start trying to orchestrate some things and do that.
Would it
That'd be
have to be, would it have to be inspected, Tim?
I don't think so. Well, I mean, Grid may want to look at it after it's done, but it's private if we own it, so I'll find out. Maybe.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty good source I can call and ask on that.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to accept the cemetery report.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, Jim. Let's see. Next up, we've got codes. Busy as always. Do a motion.
I'll make a
make a
motion to
motion.
accept the codes report.
Go ahead.
Do a second.
I'll second. Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Excellent. Next up is dog control. I don't think this is the first of this adoption thing I've seen. Are we getting those? Do we always get those, or is this a new thing?
I don't know.
It's the first I've noticed it.
Same here.
Looks like a happy ending for a stray dog, but just
Yep.
curious.
I'll make a
It's
motion.
the first one sent in, just so you
Okay.
know. We haven't received any.
Got it.
I'll make a motion to accept the dog report as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All
Aye.
right.
Unanimous. All right. Next up is DPW. Don't see Phil on, but
So Phil's on vacation, right, or whatever.
oh,
Right.
yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I actually have something to report for him. So
Okay.
I forgot that he was on vacation, and I called him. It was either this morning or yesterday. I can't remember which now. And he answered, and he was in a tree stand.
Oh,
So yeah.
Super.
So I was calling to tell him that I just recently was in touch with one of the fellas over at the train folks, and they're going to fix. I believe it was either Clinton or Cayuga, either this week or next week. I think it was
Oh.
Cayuga. Yep. So I was just calling to tell Phil that so you could relay it, but hopefully now it'll get relayed.
Very good.
probably had his eyes on a 16-point buck and your phone call scared it away. But
I know. I told him. I said I was like, wow, I'm pretty impressed you answered the phone. I wouldn't have.
So in addition to the normal report, you'll see a little farther down, we've got the winter schedule, which is nice. That's going to be helpful. And I like the way it's broken out into 2 different shifts like that. All right.
I'll make a motion to accept the Streets and Parks report as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And it looks like we're not going to be having a fall amnesty day. We may still, though. It'll be like, if we do, we'll know later. I know that we're way out of budget for it because of how much stuff got brought in the spring. So we may try to organize one. And if we did, it would have to be next Saturday. So we
That's
will.
not much time though.
Not much time, so we might not be able to. So we'll see what happens. All right, fire inspection report. We've got those started again. That's good.
How many does he do a month, or are they a rolling thing for all the apartments? How do we know,
So
what we're doing there?
Ed, he just started, and the first one is actually complete today at the library, and he has 280 on a list that are rotated between 1 and 2 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
literally,
Okay.
we just started.
No, I
That's pretty
understand.
busy.
Yeah, but 180, okay, so that's all the rentals and all the offices and
No,
public
280, he told
public
me.
spaces.
280.
280, whoa, okay. All right, so he's
So
gonna be busy.
he sent out,
Good.
yeah, he's starting every week to send out notices and then to follow back on the ones that failed. And a lot of it, like he said, is a learning process because some of them haven't had one done in years. So that's where a lot of this is.
Sure.
And each of them gets at least 30 days before he sends second notices, like, where are you at? So you'll see next month there'll be more that are done new. There's going to be a group that's done new, and then the next underneath that batch will be all the ones that are still in process. And then there'll be another category that's just completed.
Okay.
All right.
Make a motion to accept his report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Very good. Let's see. Police department is.
Was just
I
emailed.
think I forgot to attach it, so I
Okay.
emailed it to all of you.
All right.
I got to read it last week when he sent it out to everybody.
Yeah, I got it.
Chief, is there anything you want to touch on?
This Thursday, we're doing a Veterans Memorial at Durkee Park. And I know a lot of people are not aware of this. As you pull into Durkee, there's a boulder there with a bronze plaque on it dedicated to the police and fire members that served. So we're going to hold it there at 5 o'clock on Thursday. And another note is the Homer football team is going to be in the final playoffs at the Dome this week. And I think it's a good feat for the kids to make it to the Dome. And been in contact with the school when they come home after the game, win or lose, give them an escort through the village up Main Street to Clinton to 281 back to the school.
Beautiful.
Love it. Great idea.
Yep. I reached out to Tim Maxon with the fire department. And I've also tried calling Steve Hayes to see if they want to get involved. So, and last week I went to the leadership conference in Lake George. Really good conference. Learned quite a few things that's going to be required starting this year for police, as well as some things that are coming up for next year. So good conference. So it's about all I have.
Very good.
I'll make a motion to accept his report as written.
I got just a quick question, Chief. Over the years, my grandchildren have abandoned bicycles and things and left for me to take care of. Have we ever done anything with bicycles for like kids for Christmas time or anything like that?
No, but what I would like to do is I've got a ton of bikes, and I've talked about it in the past. It's just trying to find time. I'd like to have an auction. And the proceeds from the auction would be to donate them to donate it to a charity, be it Toys for Tots, the Child Advocacy Center, or even the rec department.
It's a great idea.
You know, maybe in the spring, if I can find the time, get together, and we can. The city does it, and usually
Yeah.
$25 to $50 a bike, and you know, like I said, go to a charity. So, but to your question, Kevin, if you've got some, maybe put them towards the auction. Make sense?
Okay. Sounds
So,
great. Thank you.
That's something you want to do, you know? So,
Okay.
all right.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. We're looking for a second.
I'll second.
Second.
Oh, yeah, second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Excellent. Thank you, Chief.
Yep, you guys are all set when they want to sign off.
Yep, we're all set. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Rec is next. Looks like a busy basketball season. That's good. Yeah, it looks like things are going pretty well.
I'll make a motion to accept the report as written.
Second. And I got a comment too. As
Yeah, go
far
ahead.
as the Griggs part for Little League, I did get in contact with Chris. Chris is supposed to be sending us over something soon as far as the contract is concerned.
Good. Thank you, Tim. All right. We have a second, right?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Let's see. Next up is water and sewer. Buzz is on the line. I was very disappointed to learn that when you run over a fire hydrant, it doesn't shoot water through the car and out the windows like in the movies.
You gotta go to
Really?
California for that.
I really was hoping that was what happened, but
Well, they'd really have to tear it out of the ground to make it do that, so.
yeah, well, that's probably good. It's probably a good thing, but still would have been entertaining. Anything you want to touch on, Buzz? Anything?
Well, I could touch on the backhoe. I was discussing with you
Oh,
yesterday.
right.
That they're coming down tomorrow. They're bringing a sensor down for the DEF, which for the emissions. So
Right.
that's what they pretty much all think that's what it is. It's unusable because it won't throttle up or nothing when it's like that. So,
Is this a long-term fix, I hope?
well, I'm hoping, but these sensors, they're all over that thing. I looked at it when we was trying to see what was wrong with it, and they were all over the place. Those sensors are. So,
Yeah.
but the other thing I'll hit on is McNeil over there. They're going to be running for a sprinkler system off from Water Street,
Right.
and they're going to do that Thursday.
Okay.
So the water at one point in time is going to be off down through there. I'm thinking about 11 o'clock or so. They got to clean up around the pipe, get it ready to cut, and make their
Okay.
tap. So, and luckily the town hall is closed, so we haven't got to worry about that.
All right. There you go.
How are we doing
Good
on
plan,
getting
man.
meters in?
The meters,
Yeah, is everybody
we're
pretty
we're
much
getting
done?
down. We're getting down to the tough ones. They're probably 97% done. We still haven't heard nothing back on the big meters yet. As far as getting them.
Oh, as far as getting them in?
They're still having a problem getting parts and
Sure.
whatever to fix them, get them together. So
Well,
they're
when they
probably
come in,
on,
they come in.
on the boat or maybe someplace, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Good. Anybody else have anything for Buzz?
Buzz, with I saw the Sentry alarms had to reset the phone numbers. Is that with now with the 1 in front of everything? So are we all set with those?
Yep. It should be all set on those. The other thing I'll mention, we had the guy come down, look at our controls today for that pump 3.
Oh yeah.
And it, well, he came up with the same solution we did. We don't know why it's doing it. So it will run for a while and then it will do that, won't start. So I don't know. He didn't come up with any kind of an answer for me.
Well,
it's kind of hard when it's not doing it or it just plain goes dead on you, and then you can kind of figure it out more. But
right.
I don't think it's anything big. It's just something little tweeting someplace, a loose wire or something someplace, and it's it's a massive bunch of wires in there. So
Got a broken wire.
Nothing like trying to diagnose electrical stuff.
yep. Besides that, everything's okay, I guess.
Good. All right.
I'll make a motion to accept the water and sewer report.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, Buzz. Very much.
Alrighty.
All right. Privilege of the floor. I see we've got Fred. Fred? You're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now,
Oh,
Hal?
now we got you. Yep.
My internet, I put in a direct,
Oh, there you go.
Oh, now we lost you again.
has it gone out already?
No,
Oh, you're back. Now you're back.
All right. Ward Duclos from the senior.
Oh, now we lost you again.
No.
$1 increase. The furnace, we put in 2 new furnaces. We've had a couple hiccups. And we hope that that's completely resolved by the time we get some severely cold weather.
Can you back up, Fred? We heard Ward something senior, and then you went out, and then we came back to the budget, which was a $1 increase. So whatever that little bit was, we missed.
I don't know how much I don't know how much that I talked about you didn't hear, Hal.
From Ward
Duclos.
to $1 increase. So probably whatever, just the one thing that you said before the tax, the budget thing, which I would say would probably be something that's going to happen with the senior center.
Yes, going to have a meeting with Ward Duclos on that. My budget passed with a $1 increase. The furnaces have had.
Yep, we got you on the furnaces. Yep. All right. So you're going to have a meeting with Ward about the senior center. Okay. All righty. Well, keep us posted on how that goes. Unfortunately, you cut out again. So
Yeah, I'll have to give you a phone call later or fill Dan in tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate it.
I apologize.
No, it's not your fault. All right. Let's see. Old business now on to new business. Appoint members to the workplace violence team. Tanya.
This is just our annual appointments, and we have to have our meeting per our workplace or for our workers' comp. Most of them are the same, except some people have changed positions. So
Right.
there's a new CPW superintendent. The only real new one is Keith White because he takes Phil's spot because he moved to the superintendent one, and Mike Winchell is added.
Got it. Very good.
After this, we'll have our workplace violence risk assessment team meeting. We have to have that before the violence committee one, and both have to be by the end of the year.
Got it. All right. Do we have a motion to approve the appointments?
I'll make a motion to approve the slate as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Very good. All right. Approve board date change from November 23rd to November 30th. I think that's a problem. Is that a problem for anybody?
Not at this time.
All right. Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right, good. Let's see. We need to create a temporary part-time MEO position from November 9th to April 15th.
Who's,
This is just an on-call sub for if there's a storm, and Jim Tulin was going to take that, as you see underneath it.
Yep.
So basically, it's just so he can drive a plow in the storms, only if needed, because he offered that, you know, people get COVID, we're short, or we get a nasty storm, we need more people.
Sounds like a plan. I'll make a motion to create a temporary part-time MEO position.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Next up,
Aye.
appoint Jim Tulin Senior to part-time MEO position.
I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second
Got
it.
it. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Very good. That's easy. Next up is approving the winter DPW plan. I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, at least we know what's going on. I like it.
Make the motion.
Take the motion that we accept it.
All right. Tim will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. All right. The next one item up is approve lifetime benefit solutions FSA plan. So this is great. I'm glad that we're going to start offering this. This is a really, I get it in my other job and I use it all the time. You get to put away money before taxes that you can use on all your healthcare stuff. So it saves you that tax burden. So Ken, you want to add to that?
Yeah, so this is in compliance with the IRS plans and the requirements. Employees for healthcare can contribute up to $2,750 a year. It's all pre-tax and it's available January 1st. They would have a debit card, credit card item that if they went to say CVS to pick up prescriptions, that the money would come right there. They can also request it if they don't want to have a debit card and submit it after. Then there's up to $5,000, which would be eligible for dependent care credit if you have a child 14 and under only for 2022. Generally, it's 13 and under because of COVID, they added 1 year. And all of that would be pre-tax also.
Also a great benefit.
Cool.
So yeah, the debit card is super easy. It acts like a credit card. So you go to Rite Aid, you get your prescriptions, or if you're buying certain things that are eligible, it'll just, they'll know at Rite Aid. So if you put a bunch of different things up on the counter and you have aspirin and whatnot, it'll know that, yeah, you can use the card for the aspirin and then everything else you have to pay for out of pocket. And you can use it for your co-pays at your doctor's offices, all of that. So this is, I'm really glad that we're going to offer this.
I just received the exact same thing, maybe a different company or whatever, but same exact thing through my work.
Yep. All right.
Make the motion, we do it.
Yep.
I'll second that.
Ed, you did it with such enthusiasm.
I have a problem. Most retirees, Medicare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Next,
I see Zach's got some refunds, but it's not on the
yeah,
new business.
yeah.
Do we want to do that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the refunds as stated in the email.
I'll second that.
All in
Kevin's
favor?
got that. Aye.
So that does kind of bring us to, we're going to be a little more, not a little, a lot more strict about people getting their reports in on time and getting any bills or vouchers that need to be paid in by the Thursday before the meeting. If you don't get them in by that day, you'll have to come to me for approval because it's too much stress on the office bringing in last minute things. So that it goes for the reports as well. So I'm going to start to be very strict about that. Word to the wise is sufficient, as my 5th grade teacher used to say. All right. Next up,
Who was your 5th
beautification.
grade teacher?
Oh, down in, I went to Catholic school, so you can imagine how strict.
Okay.
Very strict. Yeah. All right, so we've got some let's see. Next beautification committee meeting is November 22nd at 4. Okay. We had a good meeting with the beautification committee about some of the things to do on 281 going forward. And so Kevin, I sort of kicked it off and Ed was there, and now I'm going to step out and let you step in and work with them on all of this. I just wanted to kind of get the ball rolling. But they've got some great ideas. They've been researching some tree options for Main Street, and then I think the flower box options for 281, and maybe some other things, possibly some new Christmas decorations. I think we're in need of kind of desperately. So it's a good meeting. So November 22nd at 4.
I'm really
Yes.
pleased at how receptive they are to what we're trying to do in the 281 corridor.
Mhm. Yeah, and they had great
Makes me very
feedback.
happy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's important. Everybody realizes that, I think, and so it's good that that we're all on the same page. Ed, you had something?
I have a meeting at 8 o'clock tomorrow, a.m. right after Rotary. Anybody's invited, by the way, to meet with Don Richards to put the sign up. So he wants to help figure out where we can put a sign. So looks like we can put the sign up at the end of exit 12,
Great.
soon. So that's sufficient.
That's gonna be really nice. That's gonna be really nice. All right, next up, we got sales tax adjustment plan.
Okay, so when we did our budget, we were really conservative because COVID was happening. A lot of the economy was closed. And after, as it started opening, people had more money, and they got the stimulus payments. And our sales tax is going to be a lot higher than we projected. So you will see the third quarter came in at $208,795.85, and we planned only 140-something thousand as we had been getting. So you'll see the new projection at a minimum is going to be 741. The fourth quarter is still conservative and not changed, so we can change that in January when we know the number, and it will still be in time to use our plan for our year end. So at a minimum, we need to increase at $126,773. And I've been
good news.
Yeah, and I've been working with a lot of people to come up with where to put this. So we needed another 2,000 because we're doing flowers on 281 that will match Main Street, and so that's for that. The
Love it.
Christmas decorations, we want to do all of them. Talking to Mandy, we're looking at 5,000. If it's not all spent, it comes back. We have to replace all the garland, all the wreaths. We're looking at lighted ones for those and changing the poles that have single outlets to double outlets.
Got it.
So on the green, there are four outlets, four poles with outlets. 3 of them have single prongs and have to be changed, but all new wreaths with LED lights.
Love it.
The biggest one is something that Hal has asked Phil to get a quote for, and every year Mike was turning one in for that huge plow. We need 200,000 roughly. So if we put 100,000 in, and we're kind of projecting next year to put 100,000 in the budget or take it from reserves, we can finally get it. And the plow has been overdue, was supposed to be bought 3 to 4 years ago on our rotation. And this plow would last 10 years. Now, granted, if we don't buy it instantly, we can still hold the money till we buy it.
Good.
So
Yeah,
it's going to the reserve.
that's good.
Trash, we need more to put in because honestly, with the increased tipping fees that started after, we have to increase that. So we're going to be roughly almost 17,000 short. We have some contaminated load expenses, which will be in the discussion later. So we need to put $1,000 there. And the code book, that's just the licensing fee. So I have the code book purchased, but I don't believe the licensing of 2,000 because we knew that after. So we need to add that.
Got it.
So
Yep.
that's how it would be spent. And then my proposal with this is after we hear the fourth quarter, any difference we would plan then at that point.
That's a great idea. Yep. I think this is perfect. I hate to see the additional almost $18,000 just in trash fees. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, though.
We still have 4 months, and when you add the average for 4 months, we're going to be over budget.
All right. We have a motion to approve the sales tax. Oh,
Is this something that we need to motion to approve, or is this just something that we keep in mind for our budgeting process?
No, it would be motions to approve because it's current year budget.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
We have further budget adjustments underneath if you want to wait though and do them all at once.
Let's do it now. Ed's already made the motion. I'll
Yep.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right, here's the other budget adjustments.
So again, these are just normal ones, moving them from categories. Our retirement basically between police and individual and the general is being adjusted. It's just categories again. Fire station had a couple expenses. Again, just things are over in one. We didn't use the COVID-19 at all, so it pays for that. And that's with all of them. We never ended up having to use a lot of our COVID-19 expenses. You'll see there's oxygen tanks in the streets, you'll see the increase in tanks. That actually increased, and they're working on if they really should renew the lease or not. But in the meantime, we still have to pay for them. And we've had some IT issues, as we all know, with all the cybersecurity issues we've had in hacking. I've actually asked Plan First to give me a quote for a training and to see if they could do it in early December, because we still have 2 other videos and stuff to do. Other than that, these are just our basic normal, just between buckets.
Right.
I'll make the motion. We do the adjustments as stated.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okie dokie. And then, let's see, we've got. I don't see anything on the LED. Let's see, LED light discussion and approvals.
I asked Tim to present that because we need to decide Albany Street, and then he talked about Cemetery already.
Yeah,
With the
so.
light out on Albany.
So, I mean, to me, from my experience, that's the last light pole before the bridge on the right-hand side if you're going up.
Yep.
And I don't know if the wire is under the road going zigzag to the lights, or if it's just up one side and just up one side of the street.
Right.
You know, it could be two separate. So like this is definitely beyond what I will be able to help out with. If there's no power at the base of that one and it does zigzag, that means there's probably something, you know, broke underground. So if it's broke underground, God forbid it's under the road because they have to tear up the road to fix it. But hopefully it's just up like along the sidewalk on both sides.
Right.
And then it'd just be some, you know, minor, you know, digging in the grass and dirt. But yeah, I would recommend we hire that out for sure.
Got it. All right.
So NIPA said in the email I sent everybody, NIPA said the contractor that came in and did the rest of the work, they could have due as part of our grant if we want, and it would be time and materials. So of course we might have to pay any difference, but they would do it as part of the project.
Yeah, we should get an estimate from them on what it might be. What else on LED lights? Did they ever give us a quote for pricing for replacing the lights at the basketball courts?
Nope, I think I have to add that one. I sent a whole list of questions to Mark today. So I'll ask on basketball courts.
Yep, I forgot about the courts.
Yeah.
They know.
And
I mean,
asked,
I brought up the basketball courts with them literally a dozen times.
Right.
They always say, "Well, we'll add it to our list."
Well, one of the nice news that I told some people today, and I know Hal doesn't know, I thought the bond, we actually had to pay the funds out, but it was more of a security. So we don't owe that $134,000.
Hey, bank error in our favor again.
So how everyone thought was that we had to pay this. Well, we don't.
That's
So
great news.
I definitely think we should have them price the other. And then I'll add the basketball courts. I asked them everything from questions on when the maintenance ends, if we can renew with them, how much it would be, because we have a 1-year maintenance with them.
Okay, right. I was gonna say, I felt like we had a mandatory at least year maintenance program with them.
Yep, and then I
before we
was
could go
asking,
get it
we have
ourselves.
Yep, we have to plan future because maybe we could just do a maintenance with them to start and see how much it is. Everything from you asked on there's some lights, the photo cell lights, they never
Right.
responded with that. So I added all of those questions in.
Okay, good.
So,
And we still have the issue with 95 South Main.
yep, they were supposed to get back and they haven't. So I'll add them with the basketball courts to add in that.
All righty. Ed, you had your hand raised?
Just wanted to let everybody know what a score this is. Do you remember when we paid $95,000 a year for lighting for the village? The bill this year is $16,000. We thought we were going to get a little 10 grand discount and pay for these things for 5 years. That just went away, she just said. So our bill went from 95 to 16,000. Wow. Now that helps out the village to do stuff. And this is every year now. So we got a 5-year jump on this. So that's 5 times 8, $400,000 that the village can do for like plow trucks or whatever. Wow. You guys all scored. Thanks, Tim. The LED lights. Wow. That was to everybody that worked on it. Over.
So to give everyone a heads up, National Grid is still the contact for emergencies. So if there's down lines, it's still them because they own the electric actual wires themselves.
Yep.
We are responsible for the poles, and NIPA right now is responsible for the lights. So I had all this clarified, and we're working on getting a stock of light poles with what Tim is, and I'm looking at a couple, I have a specific local contractor that might be able to get them for us. We were supposed to buy them from somewhere in Georgia and have them shipped, and they couldn't deal with our payment policy. They don't do by invoice like governments, but they gave me their local distributor.
That's good.
So we'll hit the Syracuse area for that. It's someone up there.
Yeah, this was a good project. It did take forever. It was something that was sort of halfway in progress when I took over, and it got a lot better when the NIPA took over and wrapped up the financing and everything all together. So it is a big savings for sure. And the lights themselves are warranted, I think, for at least 10 years. So if they burn out. All right. Next up, trash. So we just got a bill from the county for, was it 2,000 or just 1,000 for rejected loads of recycling, because people just put straight up trash, and you can look in the pictures and see they just put garbage in there at a unusually large number of Nutella containers in one bag. I don't understand what's up with that, but if you're out there listening, you know who you are with your Nutella habit.
Cut it out.
That's costing us quite a bit of money, obviously, and that gets passed to all taxpayers, and then everybody suffers. And so we're going to have a discussion with Syracuse haulers about what we can do about that to crack down. I think it's going to be limited in terms of, if they're still sending the truck with the one arm, it's implausible for that driver to get out and look and then get back in and then bring the garbage in. So I don't know if there's much that they're going to be able to do in terms of enforcement, and I certainly don't want to have our folks going from can to can just making sure that there's all recyclables.
No.
What this does do in my mind is further Ed's case that we need to bring this in-house. I think we need to start really thinking pretty seriously about it. And not that we haven't been thinking seriously about it, but the one thing that we could always point to with Syracuse haulers was, yes, they're expensive, but they provide us with great service. That has not been the case this past year. Between this issue where, because they went to the one arm thing, there's no way of policing the recyclables. And then they've had just, issues where they miss streets or miss cans or whatever. And that's happened a lot more than I ever imagined it would. I think just due to personnel turnover on their part, the service isn't there anymore. And so I think we need to really take another look at, and we are building on, with the new salt storage shed, there will be a bay that was designed for the trash truck. And it would just be a matter of making sure that, we have the folks to staff it, and then that we keep it immaculately clean, which will make it last longer, and then also eliminate the odor issues that people are going to be worried about. I think that will negate that. So we'll definitely have to sit down and take another look. I really, like Ed, would prefer that it was an electric, but I think that we're maybe 2 or 3 years too soon for that to make that economical.
Well, to Hal, with the infrastructure passing, there might be monies available to municipalities for that in the future here.
Yeah, there might, and that's I I think that if we were going to move forward with it, we'd probably, get a new truck. And I'm thinking it's going to be one with the arm on the back, because I think we really do need two people, so that we can keep an eye on what people are, make sure that people aren't putting garbage in recycling. That could always become our backup truck if there is money in this infrastructure budget for electric. We can have a gas backup.
Yeah, because a big focus in that bill is going to be on charging stations and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. And so they're really going to ramp up heavily on that. And I
Oh,
think it's their chance to capture some of it.
Yeah, which also, we're going to need to put in some more charging stations around the village. That's going to be something that we're going to have to do. And not the slow trickle charger like we have over by the rec building. We're going to have to put in some of the high speed chargers, but I do think that there's going to be, between the state and the federal government, a lot of grant money for that. So, but yeah, I think we'll have to maybe jump in and put together a work session in the next, maybe once we get the budget a little further along, as part of the budget, we'll plan for the truck and then put together a work session and try to come up with whatever logistics we need to figure out what we would have to do to move forward with this. Anybody else have anything to add on that?
Patience is a virtue, Ed.
I know all these things Ed thought they'll never do it now. Well, never say never, my friend.
Well, it's not happening yet.
I'll tell you, I am past the tipping point.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I intended.
Well, it's $100,000 at least savings. So
Yeah.
that's money we can do other things with. And it employs a couple new people, which is great. And
That is
maybe
true.
local people. You can kind of, it's
We can
part-time
find-
work.
we can find
And
it.
we could, and Marathon possibly may want it, and that would help out another community. And so they'd have 3 days work, and it's high, it's a high powered kind of job. So you could probably make a living with 3 days.
I think it would be a full-time job for two people. And I think, we could subcontract out to another municipality like Marathon or whoever. And then we could also do private contracting stuff for people, that are around the Homer area that live in the town that don't have trash service. I know that the other municipalities do that. How is there still a mosquito?
Well, there you go.
Yes.
We lost out on that good truck last year. That was 47,000 and it was brand new. Wow.
Well,
Too bad.
yeah, I think we got to start keeping our eye out for one of those, but that was going to be our backup anyway.
Right.
We gotta look into what new truck we were going to get. So
They're about 240,000.
yeah, and you can get 10 to 15 years out of them.
Oh, they get 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 25-year-old trucks, they're for $5,000 or 10,000. So they get a lot of money for a used garbage truck with 200,000 to 300,000 miles on it. And we would never put that many miles on it. So yeah, anyhow, moving on.
All right. Anything else on that issue? Once, twice, thrice.
Oh, I recommend we put those pictures in our next Homer News to tell people. You can tell them that, hey, recycle and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It is, and say, okay, here's what you're doing. And here's a picture of a pumpkin in there. I just, what were you thinking? I mean, that is obvious. Some of the other stuff in Don's black and white may not come out so well, but that pumpkin picture, that should say, whoa, what are you thinking, people?
I know.
And we're gonna, we will be cracking down on that and levying fines. We're not gonna play around because that translates into a big expense for the
Cost
residents.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
the
not
good
fair.
people are getting screwed. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Comments by board members. We'll start with you, Ed, since you're
I'm
it's
all
Ed.
set.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. Life is good.
Good. All right. Tim.
I already exposed my news for I'm gonna try to fix up the old cemetery electric.
That's awesome. Thank you. Kevin.
I've been so busy with my own life, I got nothing. Except a new
Yeah.
road.
And Pat.
So I attended the town board meeting and we were talking about trash. The county has a new Cortland County Recycling Coordinator, Chris Bandolini. He handed out some stuff. So I'm thinking that we should have him maybe in our December meeting.
That's a
we can
great
get more
idea.
handouts for stuff. He said how they're trying to address the contaminated loads. He addressed the so what factor. It's the higher taxes, which we all know, the higher fees.
Yeah.
And he was trying to explain that the recycling market fluctuates.
Yeah.
Which I don't think some of our residents don't understand, that what was recyclable 2 years ago is not recyclable now. And
Right.
pumpkins were always compostable, but not recyclable.
Yeah.
So they also talked about the annexation, and that
Right.
I think the next step is that we have to have a public hearing, but Dante and Dan, we'd probably have to figure out what we have to do next for that.
It'll be a joint meeting at the end of the month on November 30th. I don't know if all town board members will be there, but they're going to publicize a public hearing as well as we will. We'll probably do a joint, notice, and then we'll just have the public hearing for you guys to accept the little piece of property.
Very good.
Sounds good. We continued working on code book last week. Kevin McMahon, code enforcement, and I sat down and chugged through a couple more sections. And then we'll continue to look at parking. We can talk more about that later. But
Yeah.
other than that, that's it.
All right. Very good. Let's see. Do we have something for executive session?
Yes.
All right.
We
wanna make
have
a motion since we
personnel.
know what it is?
Yeah, we have personnel items to discuss positions and if they're remaining and financial status of employees.
Okay. All right. So as per, he's already gone. I'm going to see if Don had any questions, but he's gone. All right. Motion. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we move into executive session as per New York State Public Officers Law, Article 7, Section